everybody right now to do something that they probably haven't been asked to do since like kindergarten. But I don't know, did any of your teachers ever tell you to put on like an imagination cap or something?
Sure.
Yes, that was really gay.
We didn't have imagination cap. We were smart. We had thinking caps.
But just kind of imagine what this place might have been like let's say in like the 1200s, because the monastery ran from about the late 6th century, like 590, to about we'll later learn in the mid 1700s is when it shut down. But during that whole period, monasteries during that time were what we call like community living. So everything that needed to be done for this monastery, for it to be running, for people to function on a day-to-day basis, for all their daily needs to be taken care of, like clothes, shelter, food, all of that stuff, would have been directly associated with the monastery. So probably every person who lived here had a specific job, something that they were responsible to help with the functioning of the monastery. It was very practical living. So as you can see, all the fields around, like they probably farmed a lot of this land. There's probably sheep here that they used with the wool for clothes, obviously with their meat. These lands used to be plentiful in different kinds of fruit trees and vines for grapes and things like that. So it was very practical living, very, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, self-sufficient living is what I'm trying to say. They didn't really depend on the metropolis of Missoula to provide for them anything. They took care of themselves and took care of anybody who came into their community. So when we think about practical jobs, you know, there had to be somebody there to build things. There was tributaries from the Tigris over here, so there would have been somebody to, you know, carry fresh water from the streams, somebody to bring fish in, all of these things. So this hole right here is kind of interesting. Again, this is a theory that they throw out, what this could have been. But can you think of any job that might have needed a place such as this that would have been a little farther off from the actual like living quarters?
So the trees underground.
So underground.
Not a latrine, ma'am, but like something that
Waste.
maybe possible. I mean, why would they need to be far away? Maybe something would be really hot here. They don't want to bring in the heat to the living quarters.
The fire pit, maybe a kitchen.
Close. We'll see the kitchen inside, but this was probably actually for the welder. They probably would have filled this with hot coals and fire, and the welding would have been done right here to make any metal structures that they would have needed to. You can kind of see how this area is sectioned off by the rocks. You can see that there's probably the structure of the monastery would have been much bigger, and there would have probably been rooms and the build-up around. When Saddam came into power, you guys might have heard that he chopped down a lot of the trees in Iraq. It used to be much more green, but you know, he didn't want people hiding out to escape him. So this area was probably a lot more green back then.
They say as theoretically that this was used for like forge welding. Is it anything in particular you can think of might have they've been making?
Probably they might have did a lot of horseshoes.
Agricultural
Monks
type
were big
tools,
into
maybe?
horseshoe playing.
Ninja swords.
I mean, I can't really speak intelligently on exactly what they would have built, but
Katana blades.
they would have needed metal for things that they were building.
Built rams in there.
One of the monks, his job would have been to be the welder. Monasteries often live by the Latin phrase, ora et labora. And you can ask Chaplain Hubbs what ora et labora means. This is where I'm trying to see if he's still paying attention.
Those are all labor men.
Pray and work. So, you know, their whole life they would have been working, but at the same time still living that simplistic lifestyle where everything they did was for the glory of God. So their day-to-day little tasks, they all did in a humble way to, you know, give glory for the life that God gave them.